Train the muscles, not the joints.
Welcome back to Natural Gallant Bodybuilding, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about training at home as opposed to training at the gym, and the things I like about training at home, and the things I also like about training at the gym. Now, because of all this, these BS lockdown crap and whatever else is going on in the world, a lot of gyms aren't available to a person like myself who wishes to remain pure in body and spirit and blood, whatever else. But here in Canada, I'm in the last province to basically open up and allow people to move freely amongst society if they're choosing to remain natural. Okay, let's just put it that way, so I don't get flagged by the algorithm here. But so yeah, I've been forced to train at home more so and not train at the gym. And one of the things I do like about training at home is that you're forced to go into your own, let's just say, concentration state. You're hyper-focused more on what you're doing. There's not really any socialization going on, which I do enjoy as well. But at home, because of this, you're kind of forced to just purely observe what's happening in your body. And at the same time, you're close to the kitchen. So there's not as much of a delay, especially if there's a travel between you and the gym, between your next meal right after your workout, because you should get in protein and carbs right after your workout. Because I'm right here, I can just grab a protein shake right away or have something to eat. Or I also, the other thing I like about working out at home is that I can do mini workouts or a workout in the morning, like a big squat workout or something like that, and then say, okay, I'll do some arms later on or do some smaller body parts later on. And I don't have to worry about losing that time from commuting. So that's great. This just in. Dumb f***s across the world believe anything the mainstream news tells them, even when mainstream news is bought by many big conglomerate companies. But at the same time, these people will not buy Natural Gallant bodybuilding sticks. Conspiracy against Natural Gallant bodybuilding? I think so. The other thing, which is a minor thing that I like about training at home, is that I always have the same equipment. So, sometimes you're bench pressing and then somebody has a different bar on there than usual, and then you're hunting around the gym for the same bar because the knurling is different or the grip's different, or somebody is an idiot and they use some skin cream on their hands before they touch the bar and then the bar slides back and forth. Like this kind of stupid variable stuff that I don't like in the gym that can sometimes be dangerous. I like the fact that you know what you're working with. Your expectations of the equipment is fulfilled. There's not this variable of danger that happens by somebody doing something stupid, right? And that it's a very minor thing, but sometimes that does happen. Sometimes you get people that just abuse the equipment or do something wrong, and then you're forced to kind of deal with the consequence. Sometimes if you're not observant enough, you might not notice, right? So that's another thing I like about training at home. But most importantly, out of anything, is I like the convenience. I like the fact that I have more time because I'm not spending time commuting, right? Because some of you guys live really close to a gym, but because of where I live, any decent gym is really about a 20-minute drive, 25-minute drive. So not only am I putting kilometers on the car and paying a massive amount of gas that we have right now, because gas prices have gone up, but at the same time, I'm losing that extra hour or so a day, especially if I want to do more than one workout or something. So yeah, that's the neat part about working out at home. I like that. Now, the other thing is I've got this video game machine in the background. Now, I know I talked about concentration, but sometimes in between sets, it's crazy. This thing has actually really helped, because sometimes I just don't feel like going in the gym, and then other days I'm like, well, I'll just go play around and with a couple sets and do a video game. And then what I end up finding out is that I'm in here for way longer doing a lot more work or a lot more volume, just because I've got this lost leader, to drag me in here, right? So I did increase my score on Donkey Kong, by the way. So any of you guys out there who think you're king because you got, 100,000 points on Donkey Kong, I got 119,000 on Donkey Kong. So you guys can feel proud of subscribing to a guy on YouTube that got 119,000 on Donkey Kong. So the thing I miss about the gym, and this is the most obvious thing, is the variety, right? Sometimes you want to do lat pull downs rather than pull-ups. I'm always doing pull-ups and stuff on here, but sometimes you want to do some lat pull downs. Sometimes you want to do some tricep press downs, or you want to do these different things. Now, of course, I can order some equipment, and I have had some companies reach out to me to do some reviews on their equipment. I haven't had quite the right companies that I want to work with, but at some point that may happen. Who knows? But a lot of times the missing factor that you have at home is the variety, right? You only have so much space. You only have so much room, you know, like to have a leg press machine in here would be great. But the thing is that it would take up so much space, and then you have to have a lot of plates as well, which is a huge expense. And at the same time, yeah, sometimes, you know, when you re-rack the weights and the whole house shaking because you're re-racking the weights is not necessarily the best scenario sometimes for a home gym. But either way, I mean, ideally I'd have a massive gym. If I ever become super famous because you guys actually share my stuff, which most of you aren't doing, but you know, you could tell by my last video, only 1,000 views or something. But if you shared my stuff and I had like a massive amount of money, then I would have this really big 10,000 square foot gym, and then I would have that type of equipment in there, because then you have the variety and you can train at home and you know, run seminars in there, whatever. I don't know, you know, who knows what would happen at that point. It's a different world. Yeah, if I ruled the world, that's what I'd have. So basically, it's nice to be able to say one day you're like, okay, I did heavy squats the other day, I just want to do some leg presses, or I want to use a Smith machine, or I want to just find a different angle today. It's nice to have that variety just for finishing moves especially. Now, I am looking at some other stuff, like I said, some home gym sort of things that are more in alignment with elastic bands. Some of you guys are asking me, have I ever used elastic bands? I haven't used them a lot. My brother's using them quite a bit at home to offset some of his weight training workouts, and he's really enjoying, you know, some of the different types of movements that he can do. And it's always like that. Once you create varieties of different types of tension, there's going to be advantages and disadvantages. Weight training obviously is king, but sometimes there's those hard to get places or hard to get muscles that, because they're stabilizing the actual weight itself, you sometimes can't get those other muscles. Meaning, like, say I'm doing dumbbell curls, sometimes say the shoulder's a little bit loose or something like that, sometimes the shoulders are busy stabilizing, just holding the weight up isometrically, that when you're firing the bicep, yeah, you're getting bicep activity, but if you're using elastic bands, there would be no stabilization necessary. And then once you actually curl the weight, then there would be a little bit of stabilization coming in, but it wouldn't be the same type. And sometimes because of that variety, you may get more activation in certain areas. So because of that, the gym does have a lot more, let's just say, variety of types of tension available that can sometimes help you get those hard to get areas. So that's another thing that I do miss. And the one thing that I would say that I miss the most is I like messing with people. That's kind of like my favorite thing to do, right? I have to say, most people are probably really annoyed by my presence in a gym, but I do enjoy interacting with people, joking around and that sort of thing. And I find it creates energy, you know, to create intensity for the next set. Now, I'm not saying I go up to somebody in the middle of deadlifts or you know, say squatting or something like that and interrupt them. Of course, that's dangerous. I don't do that. And I do like to center in on certain lifts. Like, say I'm squatting and I want to make sure my lower back is in proper form and everything. I don't necessarily socialize as much because I need to concentrate to make sure everything is firing right. But then there are other times where you're training and, you know, sometimes you just have a minute or two in between sets, and you can have quick conversations and whatever, and a laugh here and there, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like, I get energy from people, and I think, you know, people with some sort of, you know, let's just say they're not as robotic as some of the people in the world right now, like they actually have an open heart, they do get some sort of energy from interaction, and that can help motivate you. You know, community can help motivate you to stick to training as well. So sometimes when you're feeling like not necessarily physically, let's just say inspired to train, sometimes that extra community can help. Just say, hey, maybe I'll just go and have a chat and do a couple sets, and then before you know it, you're in a full-fledged workout, right? So whatever gets you to train is the best thing. And sometimes having a home gym, I have to say, is very convenient, because sometimes the limiting factor between you getting to the gym and doing a workout is the commute, and you don't want to commute, or you don't feel like driving or walking or whatever it is. So whatever the weak link is that prevents you from working out is going to determine what's best for you, having a home gym or a gym that you have to go to, right? But I find there's pluses and minuses to both. And there are a few good gyms that I could still train at. Like, there's a gym in Chilliwack that I could train at, not Murph's, but a different gym. And they don't enforce any bullshit like this mask crap and whatever else. And I could train there, but I've been just taking a break for now from the commute and just concentrating on my own little dungeon and doing my thing, right? So yeah, I've been enjoying it. My strength has been going up a lot. My bench press strength has gone up quite a bit actually, and so is my squat strength, because I'm really concentrating on my diet. And yeah, that's really all I have to say. It's like, yeah, those are really the advantages and disadvantages of training home or training at the gym that I'm seeing right now. And the reasons why I'm not really training at the gym is just because the commute mostly is just stealing time from my day. And right now I'd rather concentrate that time in the gym at home. And then it gives me time to make videos like this and to do what I'm doing on YouTube with you guys, right? So, So yeah, I hope this little corner cafe chat between us both was helpful to you. And if you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com, and thanks to the Patreon supporters, and take care for now. Oh yeah, and share my stuff. You know, if you haven't shared my stuff for a while, it would probably help, because YouTube is not sharing my stuff. And I know it's a complicated world right now, and talking about training maybe doesn't really matter that much, but maybe somebody needs a break from all the drama and they just want to talk about training for a minute. Share the video with them. That'd be great. Otherwise, Mr. G is coming. I can't stop him. He gets mad if you don't share my stuff. He's kind of protected that way. He likes to beat me up, but at the same time, he beats people up that don't share my stuff. I don't understand him. I don't get it. Natural Gallant.